Plane. Yes.
It's like a specific series of points.
A coordinate plane is a series of points. Yes, that's part of it. Can you add to that?
It's like it gives you an x and a y coordinate, and it shows
The plane. What is the coordinate plane?
it's the area that they are in.
What are in?
The points.
What points?
Positive and negative.
Points themselves are not positive and negative.
The number.
The coordinates. What's a coordinate plane? Yeah.
Way of charting.
Oh, there we go. It has an x-axis and has a y-axis. What are each of these? Both of those are what? What are they? Yeah.
Input output.
Input output. Generally speaking, x is the input, y is the output. What is the x-axis? What is it? You know. What kind of line?
Horizontal.
Segmented line.
They're both lines. Good. Okay. Can you tell me more about them?
Oh, one's independent, one's dependent.
Okay. He said input output, but independent dependent. I like that. What are they? Lines of ponies?
Their methods to.
Lines of what? What is it?
Their methods
It's like a
to
number line. Numbers to show their indicators.
What types of numbers are on these lines?
Positives and negatives.
Yes, that's not all of them though.
Integers.
That's not all of them.
Real numbers.
Real numbers. They are both what?
Real numbers.
What type of number lines? They're both real number lines. What lives on the coordinate plane? The home, nope, not numbers, the home of all two-dimensional what? You said it right there, Alan? Coordinates. The home of all two-dimensional coordinates. Very nice. Okay. So, what do they look like? You've seen them many times, hopefully. At least a few times.
Four graphs combined together.
It's kind of like four graphs combined together. Well, not combined together, but what do you see right here?
Four quads.
Four quadrants. Yeah, four quads. Yeah, quad means four. Sure. You have a first quadrant, a second quadrant, a third quadrant, and a fourth quadrant. Generally speaking, which quadrant are we going to be living in most frequently? One. But is there any... Why do we generally see the first quadrant is where we're going to live? Why? Give me one answer, yeah? So what? So what? Why does that mean we're going to look at it? Why? Why do we use positive numbers more?
They're easier to understand.
What? We like them. Just give me a concrete reason why.
Usually when we're using these graphs, we're using the vertical data, and we're not going to have negative 12 pieces of cake.
Ah, yeah. So when we talk about real-life things, we usually talk about a positive number of those things. Is it impossible to use negative numbers with real-life things? No. You might go backwards or go down as opposed to up. But in general, if we're talking about things that exist in real life, we're talking about things that exist, so therefore there's a positive number. So our most common quadrant is the first quadrant. We have a horizontal axis, we have a vertical axis, and that center coordinate, what's that center coordinate called? It's labeled. What's it called? It's called the origin. Labeled right up there. It's called the origin. So let's talk about this. That first coordinate, is that in the first quadrant or the second quadrant, the third quadrant, or the fourth quadrant? Raise your hand. Which quadrant is it in? Ethan? The fourth quadrant. So we think, let's just do this here, and then anybody can challenge. So we think it's 4. Xavier, what about 20? Which quadrant is it in? What? Andrew, right there. What about 21? What quadrant is that in?
First quadrant.
Yeah. Molly, we're clapping. I like that. Molly, what about 22? What quadrant is this one in? What quadrant is it in? No, we're not doing the buzzer. First, second, third, or fourth? Which quadrant is it in? What's the horizontal position? Nope, the horizontal position is 14. And what's the vertical position? So you go to the right 14 and down 5. So which quadrant are we in? You go over to 14 and down 5. What quadrant am I in? What quadrant is this? It's labeled, it's circled, it's on the board in front of you. Yeah, there we go. You got it. Number 23 here. 23 is 23. What quadrant is that one in? Hatcher. Third quadrant? Absolutely. Yeah, you agree? What about 24? It's 24. Viles.
Quadrant 1.
Who agrees? Ah, clapping. Yay. What about 25? Phoebe.
3.
Yeah, what about 26? What do we got here? Pico. 2. Absolutely. Absolutely. The x-coordinate can be positive or negative, and the y-coordinate can be positive or negative. Take a look at what you see right here on this diagram right here. You see negative, 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 positive, 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 and positive, negative. Those are the 4 possibilities. It tells you which quadrant it's in. That's one thing you need to identify. The 4 quadrants are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Absolutely correct. Good job. So to go back, you hit Stat, Edit. We entered those 2 lists right there. We then went into Graph, and it plotted how many. Oh, it plotted these points right here. It plotted these points. Is that pretty cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty neat.
Oh, that's right.
You can actually plot these points. What's interesting is you see L3 and L4 right there. Those are the lists. Those aren't actually the lists that we told it to. Hold on a sec. Do I expect you to be able to memorize exactly what I pressed to get all this?
No.
No. But I give you the steps that you're going to practice with.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to practice these steps. Does it become really, really easy?
Yeah.
So the first 2 steps, get the data, organize it in a table, and then the third step is create a scatter plot. So creating a scatter plot, would you consider that to be busy work or really, really simple?